have a letter I'd like to read. Chairman David Tully and the Greater Lowell Technical School Committee members, I'm officially notifying you of my intent to retire at the end of my current contract, June 30th, 2010. I want to thank the board for their support over the past 7 years. During those years, we've accomplished many things. There's been a constant increase in our MCAS scores from 2003 to the present. The district is financially sound. Currently, we have survived an economic crisis without reducing the services to the students. Layoff of employees are asking district members for increased assessment over the required state minimum. We've established the Greater Lowell Technical School Foundation, which has raised over $300,000 towards the goal of $1 million. The initiation of a multi-million-dollar renovation project to the MSBA, including grants for up-to-date green technology. And I think we may have some more information on that pending shortly in the next couple of weeks. We've done twice as many capital improvements in 6 years as in the previous 30 years. We've generated an additional $2.5 million in Medicaid reimbursements, an additional $1.6 million extra in grants. We've returned over $820,000 to districts. Increased student involvement in community service projects such as the Merrimack Valley Food Bank, Alternative House, City of Lights Parades, and many more that I cannot list. These are only some of the positive items that have been achieved by the students and the staff during my administration. I've worked in vocational education for 40 years. Although I'll miss the staff and the students, I look forward to spending more time with my family. Sincerely, James Cassin. Thank you.
Mr. Cassin, for one, I'm very sorry that you decided to take that route, and I wish you well.
Thank you.
And so we can move on. All right. To move on, we have another project that we have to now take care of, which is finding replacement. So I have set up a subcommittee to develop the process of the election of the next superintendent, and I have Mr. O'Hare would be the chair, Mr. LENZI would be a member, Mr. O'Neill, and Mr. Olson. And what that subcommittee will do is develop a process of how the process, the time frame, qualifications, and everything else, and get back to the full committee with a report and a recommendation, and hopefully move this along very quickly. Yes,
Mr. Tully, is there a chance that we may be able to do that as a committee as a whole, rather than have a subcommittee to do that, so that everybody can be involved in it?
Well, what we normally do is, well, we've done it twice in the past, we've had a subcommittee, but as a practical matter, I think every time we had a meeting on the issue, it was a committee of the whole, everyone was here. Because what it is, there's a lot of grunt work that needs to get done, that's all.
Obviously volunteer my help any way I can to make it easy for the committee to find a replacement. Whatever you need.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Mr. LENZI.
Yeah, Mr. Tully, thank you. Sure, I'd like to say that I'm disappointed in your decision, but I'm sure that we'll have plenty of time to comment between now and the end of the year, so we'll make too big a deal out of this evening, but it is a decision that we'll have to deal with, and I just want to commend all of your efforts these past years, and it was very indicative when Doug Anderson today came and just said another positive thing about the school, what our kids do, what we're all about here at Greater Lowell, and that's just always nice to hear. But we could hear those stories day in and day out.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely.
So I wish you luck in your upcoming endeavors, that you'll be plenty of time to address that in the near future.
Well, I appreciate the comments made by the board and the efforts made by the committee to make me stay on longer. As most of you know, I was going to retire 2 years ago, and I was asked to stay on for an additional 2 years. And I think the time is right with my family. I like round numbers. I think 40 years in technical education. I'm one of the last survivors of the old trade school, myself and Dave McLaughlin, the athletic director. the only ones left over from the trade school. So, I think I'm ready, and once again, I appreciate the work with the board and the support, and I wish the new members a lot of luck. I sort of wish I had some time to work with Fred. I think the image out there sometimes is that we're at odds, and we're not. We've known each other for a while, and we've had some great discussions over the last couple of weeks, so it certainly is not any reason why I'm leaving. It has nothing to do with new members coming on the board or any issues that have been brought up, and I'd like to make that clear. I think we have a great board here. I think they're going to do some great things, and I look forward to supporting them in my retirement as much as I can. Thanks.
Thanks. BAHOU?
Jim, I just want to say that I would have liked to have worked with you as well. I know that the newspaper letter said some things about how we were at odds with each other. I have no differences with you at all. I know that 40 years experience is an awesome time, and that you have some great outlooks, and you could probably bring in some great new programs and offer me some advice that would probably sit with me for a long time. So I may not be able to work with you for a long period of time, but I'm sure that I may be asking you questions, and I'm looking forward to even just spending some more time and being able to learn from you.
Glad to help, anytime.
Thank you.
Mr. Tully,
Mr. O'Hare.
I just wanted to say that, every superintendent offers something, and in many cases offers something a little different to a school. And I think just prior to Mr. Cassin coming on, MCAS was the big item on a change in how you grade education. And we struggled with that MCAS requirements because of our structure as a technical school, and 50% of the time in academics and 50 and had no idea, at least I had no idea how this was going to work out when you're competing with other systems, academic schools that are full-time academics. But I think the progress, and I don't think we did too well the first time we got some results, but I think the progress that has been made during that period of time, and most of that time is when Jim Cassin was the superintendent, shows whatever the difference is, that we achieved a goal, that we were very successful in reaching a goal that we're at. Now, and that goal increases every year. I'm very happy that we are in a situation that we're a school that unfortunately is not like one of the other schools in the greater Lowell area that could be forced to close because they didn't reach their bogey, didn't reach their mark. I think that we did, I think under Mr. Cassin, we did exceptionally well. Not only Mr. Cassin, but the rest of the staff, the administration, the teachers, and especially the students who I was talking to, who listened to the teachers and got that MCAS score, those MCAS scores up. So again, thank you for that. That's something that you can be remembered for, and I think the school will remember you for that also.
Thank you. I'd be remiss if I didn't say, I don't do this all. I'm the leader of the pack, but as you mentioned, it's the entire staff, the administration, the teachers, custodians that keep this place clean. Everybody who works here does a great job, and I appreciate their efforts in making me look good as a superintendent.
That's what Mr. Anderson stated a few minutes ago. Mr. LaFerrierre, you had a...
Yeah, Jim, I don't know what to say. Just, you're the first superintendent that just does his thing and does it right. And I've watched my grandkids. I've got one graduating this year. 2 of them are out in the industry. One's going to be graduating Middlesex Community College. And the youngest one will be graduating out of the electrical department. And they came here, and the father came here. And I'm part of the vocational stuff since 1942. And I appreciate what's going on here. I've been to other technical schools right around the country, especially in the Baltimore, Washington area. They don't have them. They don't have this kind of technology. When we go to conventions, every time I talk to you, there's somebody trying to talk to you to get you out of here. I hope you're not going anyplace else. They're always offering me more money. Every time I see them, when are you leaving? When are you leaving? And you're stuck with this place, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the other teachers that here also that come from the old trade school. My father went there nights, and that's how the plumbing department started down here. He had a broken back and couldn't take out a permit because he didn't have the plumber's license. he started that course with, Walter, was it Martin, Mr. Markham?
Mm-hmm. It's Markham.
Walter Markham. And I've known these guys, and I went there nights also, and I went to Haven. So I'm basically a product of that. I went to Lowell, but I went to the schools. I had to do the same thing. I still have to go to professional improvement. 73 years old, still have to do it. So I don't think education, you know, it falls away. And we have to pay for that. And I appreciate this. I look around here, I have 2 teaching certifications in Milton. I could teach plumbing, pipe fitting, welding, metal fabrication, machine shop work, diesels, engines, air conditioning, refrigeration, and I'm licensed in all of them.
I want to apply to the superintendent's job.
You can.
Okay.
But I see the importance of the school. I walk around here, I look at the cost of material, the machinery we have, the technology. I watch the kids rise from the MCAS. We're doing, like George just said, these kids are doing their work and on the MCAS, and half the time all the other schools are. Half the days they're in shop. My grandson now is on co-op, his senior year, and he still has to come back to school. And he's going to have a job when he gets out of here. How many kids get out of school guaranteed a job before they get out? And this is a place to do it. No matter whether in medicals, whatever. So when I hear this stuff about the school and the kingdom and all that, I take exception to that. These people didn't even live in Lowell that are making comments like that.
Okay.
Thanks again, Joe.
Thank you.
I see.